Hey, how's it? This is the Foundation coming at you with my Week 16 picks. Oh, man, I actually got worse the last time I made a video. Um, I tell you, some people at work, they don't know how to call in sick and then get other people sick and all that. I mean, at least I've been isolated, but I just still got sick somehow. And I got worse too, because I go back to my old schedule, and on top of that, it's kind of been bouncing up and down. So I haven't been, you know, my body's just been very fatigued, But yeah, anyway. So it's week 16. Playoff picture not finalized. I did 7-9, bad. Cowboys lose, worse. Like always, I do my Cowboys video separately. But let's get on with these picks. So Thursday night football is done for the year. There is some Saturday games. So we got the Washington Redskins versus Tennessee Titans. I got the Tennessee Titans. Both teams still alive in the playoffs, but I think with the Titans defense and this late in the year, who wants to tackle Derrick Henry, So I got the Tennessee Titans. Next is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Los Angeles Chargers. They get a boost. Chargers get a boost with Gordon. So I think that's going to help just enough offense to help the Chargers win against the Ravens. So I got the Chargers. Next is the Houston Texans versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I got the Philadelphia Eagles. Cowboys didn't finish their job, so they keep the Eagles alive, and so they're gonna take advantage of that. They're at home. The crowd is gonna be full of energy. Houston. I mean, they gotta win the division, so this will be a great game for them just to close it out, get their division won, and not worry about going into the last week of trying to cinch the division. Next is the Green Bay Packers versus the New York Jets. I'm gonna go with the New York Jets with kind of like an upset pick. I think Aaron Rodgers. They might play him, and depending on what happens in the beginning of the game, if he starts getting hit a little bit, I think they're gonna take him out. But I'm gonna roll with the Jets though. Next is the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. The Patriots, after losing two and now losing Gordon, Gordon have not escaping his demons. His demons has recrept up in his life, so he needs to take care of that first. Patriots, very businesslike for them. They're like, we lost somebody, can't move forward. So you can't tell still yet and all that. I mean, they're not as good as they were as far as dominating, but they still, until you knock them out, you can't count them out. So I'm gonna take the Patriots in a close game though. It's gonna be much more closer than what people expect. Next is the Minnesota Vikings with the Detroit Lions. I got the Minnesota Vikings. They gotta continue to win to stay in. Next is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. I got the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland, the Browns would love to just keep on shredding that reputation of being the losing franchise. You heard all year, whoever's the losing team is, oh, you're worse than the Browns. And so the Browns would love to do nothing more than to win out as much games as they can. It's not going to be done at once, but this is a right step in the right direction from shedding that reputation. Next is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton is pretty much getting shut down because of his shoulder, so I'm going to roll with the Atlanta Falcons. Next is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Miami Dolphins. I'm not sure if Miami got technically eliminated, but I'm going to roll with the Miami Dolphins. Next is the New York Giants versus the Indianapolis Colts. I got the Colts. They still got to win to get in. Their offensive line is solid. Marlon Mack is a good enough player. Andrew Luck is balling. Darius Leonard, who probably won with that the Colts performance. won the defensive rookie of the year. Which, like, I was high on Leonard. I had Leonard ranked a little bit higher than Leighton Vander Esch, to be perfectly honest. But Leighton Vander Esch, he was, he was balling and all that. It's just Leonard got that little national exposure, and on top of that, against your competition, you shut out your competition's offense. So, that's going to gain a lot of points for him in that sense. But you know what, though? If Leighton can ball out these last 2 games, who knows? But I just think that Darius Leonard kind of sealed it with that win. Next is the Chicago Bears versus San Francisco 49ers. Chicago still has a first-round bye in the most definite thing that they can win if the Rams lose one more time. If they win out and the Rams lose, because they own the tiebreaker, they still have an outside chance of getting home field advantage, which would be great for them. But they just gotta continue to win. So I'm gonna pick them. I got them winning over the 49ers. Next is the Los Angeles Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. I got the Rams. The Rams would love to just continue to make sure that they get to have at least one home game and a bye and all that. I mean, I'm not saying that Chicago is a more harder place to play, but just seeing the style of offense, I think they would rather play, if you had to choose between the two, you would rather play in New Orleans rather than Chicago. But they gotta stay ahead though of Chicago. Next is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New Orleans Saints. Saints would, if they win this game, they pretty much got it. So they're gonna be amped up to win this game. Steelers, I think with this win, I think they finally do clinch the division. I think I'm not 100% sure, but with that being said, it's gonna be hard. Even though Jalen Samuels played a very good game. They could have used James Conner one more time, but I'm going to roll with the Saints. Next is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Seattle Seahawks. I got the Seattle Seahawks. I don't think they can improve their playoff spot, but you know what though? They want to make sure they just stay where they are, and whoever hopefully it's going to be the Cowboys. At least is someone that they've beaten already. So so they have a shot in that. Chiefs offense has been cooling off in the late part of the season, probably due to the running back as well too. Finally is the Denver Broncos versus Oakland Raiders. I got the Oakland Raiders. I think the Denver Broncos away from home is a much different team. And, I don't know how much the players are going to buy into it, but John Gruden could really look at these players and say, hey, it's us against the world with all the drama going around them. All right, that's my video. Mahalo for watching. Paniola boys. And like always, go Cowboys.